Welcome to day 2 of the Classic Roundup here at Tamworth at the Alex Centre. What another great day we've had. Here with me today is Felicity Burton, highly successful competitor in the challenge over the years. Welcome, Felicity.
Thanks for having me, Brett.
So today we'd like to wrap up what we actually got finished yesterday, which was the Foresight Masters Camp Draft, which once again we've seen some great drafting through the round.
Yes.
With plenty of 88-point runs that lead them into the final.
Yeah, so I think we've got Ben Seidel and who else up the top there?
Yeah, Jesse Britton on One Stylish Lena, Steve Comiskey on Laredo. So yeah, some very experienced competitors at the top end of that.
A couple of good runs and some good horses, so it's been really entertaining.
Also, we've seen yesterday the completion. We went from 1 to 150 in the Classic Camp Draft. What it's all about, everyone's here for that. Was great drafting, and the last competitor was the first home in the first section.
Yeah, pretty awesome. We had Gav White with TikTok on the clock, that's right, a Time's Up, that went through the sale last year, I'm assuming, as a 4-year-old. Yeah, so that was pretty cool, covering the cow. Did a great job there in the yard. Came out right on the cow, and obviously, to run a 90-point score, you've got to be there with your cow the whole way around.
So what areas, Felicity, here do you think he's gaining points and creeping up the leaderboard?
Well, look, you can see that he's really taking ground off the cow, and his horse is running in there with the cow quite nicely. And at the end of the day, the horse is doing it willingly and, wants to run in there and help him out. So it's pretty cool that you can see that this horse is a real cow horse and deserves to be there at the top.
That run wouldn't be out of place in any of our open competition we've seen here in the last 2 days.
Yeah, absolutely. And, considering that this horse is only a young horse in the Classic event, they're all 5 and under, it's pretty amazing that there's a horse of this calibre going, this well at such a young age.
And with that horse, we've seen Time's Up this morning run 89 points in the open camp draft with Hugh Miles. Came back to run off for the cutout as well. How important for these stallions to have their progeny top scoring in a section of the Classic for their going forward?
Oh, I think it's pretty awesome. This is a really good platform for stallion owners to advertise their horses and go forward. It's an industry benchmark here, so I think having that horse, at the top there, Peter Schumacher would have to be pretty happy with the way the progeny are going and the way his horse is going, and hopefully with the stallion draft later in the week, we'll get to see a lot more action. Not
only that, we've got Jade French back on 89 with Balala Ice Cool Acres, Nathan Malla, Amaru Fancy Cruise, and another favourite of everyone's, Will Durkin. He's back there on Lee Lucas Kaleo.
Yeah, travelled down from Charters Towers, a long way to come. We've got people from all over the country, haven't we?
Yeah, and one thing it does do, it attracts all over Australia to Tamworth. Not only that, today we had the second half of the first round of the Martin Stock Haulage Open Camp Draft. We didn't see the top of the leaderboard change. We still got Zane Haberman with 291s with Kenny Bolt. So we didn't see any movement to the top spot in that open draft.
Yeah, I think Zane would have to be pretty happy with where he's sitting right now.
Another section that we've done today is the first round of the Charlie Marr
Young
Guns. So that there, we've got a leader that you've had a fair bit to do with.
Yeah, it's young Darby Ryan. He's 16 years old and he's actually been working for me at home, helping me prep my sale horses. So it was pretty exciting to see him ride a horse of his dad's, one more Playboy horse that did really well, run a 90, and looks like they're going to take 88 and up back into the final at the Young Guns. So yeah, it's pretty awesome scoring event, and it's very exciting to see these young people with these big scores on these good horses at an event like this.
Once again, such a family orientated sport. Not only do you see Derby down here, here riding, you know, Dad, the family, everyone's here. It's just a great family sport, and the Nutrien team have really embraced that.
Absolutely. So there's the incentive across the Classic Challenge and the Classic Camp Draft too, which is pretty awesome. You know, for our industry, we need the young people to be coming through all the time. So at the end of the day, I think seeing a big event like this, supporting the young people is awesome, and it's commendable to the Nutrien team.
Also today, we won't see the completion of the wet work of the challenge until tomorrow, starting back at 8 a.m. Once again, some big runs in the wet work of that challenge, and the leaderboard, it's quite congested.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very close. The top 10 there would only be maybe 7 or 8 points, I believe. I don't think there's even 10 points between them. So that's going to be a really exciting event going forward. We've obviously got more of the second round to go tomorrow, but looking at it and looking at the scores left to run, I'd say it'll be within 10 points. The finalists will be within 10 points of each other, so we'll make for a very exciting final.
And not only that, tomorrow night is the final of that. Make sure you tune in to watch that free of charge, so everyone can be a part of the Nutrien experience and hopefully come down and support the sale and have an entry in there next year.
Yeah, it should be really exciting. I believe they'll run the dry work and then the cow horse event consecutively. So it is really exciting to watch. You know, come and sit up at the bar and have a good time, and tune in and watch it on the live stream if you can.
We have a new concept this year at the Classic with the Pride's Easy Feed Navajo Trailers Challenge. 5 young guns out of the rounds will also go in with the 15 finalists of the challenge, and they will compete for $5,000 in their own category in that final.
Pretty
How amazing
awesome.
is that?
Oh, wow, what a chance. You know, I never had a chance to do that, something like that when I was, you know, that age. So, yeah, that's pretty exciting for these guys. And I'm pretty sure these kids will be all ramping it up to try and make that final. It's a pretty big experience to be able to show there in front of that crowd and, have a chance to win that money. So, and I understand there's ladies also have an opportunity like that.
Well, this year, the Jimmy Matthews Memorial is a new concept that has come on with Tumut HD Smart Jewelers, the Metallist, service fee donated by Tony and Steve Hart, one-off run in the final. So whether it be the first round of the Stallion, whether it's the first round of the Classic, the first round of the Young Guns, if you're a lady rider and you're in that 10 to 15 runs, you get to come back for another shootout. Once again, more prizes, more money.
Pretty exciting. We'll get to showcase our ladies, and there's a lot of good lady riders this day and age, so I think it's awesome that they have that opportunity to do that, and hopefully I can end up in there. I've got one more shot in the Classic tonight actually, so fingers crossed I can get in there too.
Carlos better have the cattle picking job.
Yeah, that's right.
Very good.
Yeah.
So the biggest question that I've got is, how, Felicity, do you select JR El Solar from the catalogue to be your champion to come back?
Yeah, okay, so it's a bit of a funny story, Brett. My mum actually, she got really excited because she, it was in the first few years that the sale had actually run. And I said to Mum, there's 40 grand up for the Classic Camp Draft. If you win the draft, this is the sort of money that you can win. And she got really excited and she said, oh, well, here's a bit of money, go and buy me a horse. So I was like, oh, righto, you beauty. Anyway, she said, it'll be your horse, you just go for it. I'd love to see this happen. So anyway, we went and looked at the catalogue and we're ticking horses off left, right and centre, and I'm saying to Carl, that's going to be too expensive, that's going to be too expensive, and we didn't actually even go and look at that mare in the stables. She could have had 2 front feet on backwards for all I, had have known. And she went through the sale ring and we were sitting there. It was a Saturday morning, I believe. I was actually talking to someone and Carl looked in the ring and he said, oh, this mare's going to sell. And I said, oh, no, surely. Oh, geez, yeah, I haven't even looked at it. Wow, okay. And he goes, well, I'm going to bid on her. So he bid on her and she actually got passed in, and we went and, saw the owners. They approached them straight away and they said, yeah, absolutely, we'll sell her to you. So I ended up with this mare, and she was a 2-year-old. Jamie Creek put her through the ring. He rode her with a cutting saddle on and rings, and just worked her very well, like a cutter, starts a 2-year-old, I suppose. And we at the time were training a few cutters, and that was, to us, looking at the job Jamie had done, we could see that was a great foundation.
So, how much did you buy?
We paid $5,000 for her.
Wow.
Yeah.
At what age did she win the challenge?
So she was a 5-year-old. She came and competed here as a 4-year-old. I dragged her all over the countryside. As a 2-year-old, she was a little bit immature, so it was good to get her out early.
Yeah.
And brought her back here as a 4-year-old. She placed 4th. And then the following year, she went to Cloncurry and she made the Cloncurry final. She was in a very good shot and just had some pretty bad luck in the cattle work, and I think she ended up out of the final with the blood rule, so that was pretty disappointing. But that's competition, and that's what happens these days. It's sort of, you win some, you lose some, and you've got to chin up and keep going. And then came back that year, down here that year and won the challenge as a 5-year-old.
Not only the Classic is the big carrot, but we've seen horses like Hells Are Coming be ABCRA Novice Horse of the Year this year. Glenn Peterson, we spoke to, had won a memorial draft of his father's on a graduate out of this sale. El Solaray's obviously outstanding since she's left her aged events with the Classic.
Yes.
Gold Cup finalist. What other achievements can you give us with?
Well, she's actually still a novice horse. I can't seem to jag an open or another novice on her just yet, but she's run plenty of seconds. She was second in the Silver Cup ladies at Warwick this year, which was pretty exciting for me. It would have been lovely to win it, but Hayley Condon took it out this year, so very lucky her, and did a great job. There's plenty of events. She seems to always be up there and runs 90s and 89s and whatnot, but we're yet to break our open status, so that's the next thing on my bucket list to do with her. She's still very young. I actually have to look at her age, but I don't know if she's 10 yet.
So another exciting day winds up here in Tamworth. Let's look forward to tomorrow, what we're going to showcase. We've got the second round of the Martin Stock Haulage Open Camp Draft, the second round of the Nutrien Classic. Can't wait to see that.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
The first round of the Pride's Easy Feed NCCA Champion Rider, which is 5 top riders from each association.
Yeah, what a showcase.
Gloves off for that.
Yeah, that's right. And how awesome that all those riders are here. Like, that just goes to show the level of, the capacity of this event. All those top riders are here. So.
And the commitment to make it happen.
Yes, yeah.
Then we go down to the Prize Easy Feed Navajo Horse Trailers final, with the 5 young guns in there as well.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to say the young gun might not make the top 15, but if they do, they're riding for an extra bonus.
Yeah, that's right. $5,000 up for grabs, so that's pretty exciting.
Well, Felicity, thank you very much for coming up and spending some time this afternoon to go through what has been an incredible second day at the Classic.
Yeah, it certainly has been, Brett. Thank you very much for having me, and I'm so excited to see what happens tomorrow.